What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Blam back in the building, everybody, with another episode of the Shop Podcast. And as you can see, we have a packed house in here today. So, man, once again, I appreciate you guys' support every single weekend, every single Saturday. You guys are showing up, showing out, always in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for the continued support. Everybody's information down in the description below. I will go ahead and just introduce our first time guest here. So shout out to you, Stubbs Gaming, for coming on the show, man. Obviously, we've always interacted. You've supported the show for a while here, man. We appreciate everything you're doing with BG4G. Shout out to Tom, everybody at BG4G. That reps over there. But let everybody know what's going on with you, Stubbs. How you been? What you up to? What you got going on, brother?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the invite. Yeah, I've just been gaming. I've been doing quite a few shows recently. The Stubbscast one where I interview content creators. I recently had the infamous Pong Soul on last Sunday. Do a community spotlight, and that went down really well. And I run a gaming show on Wednesdays. Midweek, I technically run 3 podcasts. I do too much, but people seem to enjoy it. I need to do more content for BG4G, but it's an incredible site if you haven't checked it out. But yeah, no, thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, Stubbs. Once again, we appreciate you being on the show, taking some time. Once again, you guys can't tell he's on the other side of the pond, and it's late over there. It's like 3 a.m. So appreciate him. Almost. So very late. Either way. So appreciate you hanging out, staying up, man. Show him some support. Retweet the link. Let everybody know the Shop Podcast is live. So let's just go ahead and get right into the panel. And we're going to start with you, Pong. How you doing? How you feeling? How's your week been, brother?
Been a long week, man, on a regular work level. Month end is always busy. So it's great to get to the weekend. So gaming wise, been kind of all over the place. Haven't had as much time as I normally do, but been checking out a little bit of the medium. I'm definitely going to get into that tonight. Done some community stuff, doing some Halo. Obviously, if anybody was here for a show I was on when you asked about New Year's resolutions, I said I was going to do more with the community as far as gaming goes. Yep, I've been holding to that. It's been jumping into a lot of different parties and having a good time there. A little bit of NBA 2K. So, yeah, it's been a long week. But the weekend's been good so far, and obviously love being here. You've decided to keep me around, and I'm appreciative of that. So let's get into this.
Let's dive into it, man. And next up, we got Stag, Mr. Staggerilla. How you feeling, brother? How's your day been? How's your week, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Just glad to be here. Been streaming a lot of Marvels. It's been a lot of fun on stream lately, and as you guys saw in the warm-up, I'm playing around on my PlayStation. So.
I saw. Was that Fist of the North Star? I think that was.
Yeah, Lost Paradise. Like it's
nice.
So cheesy, awesome.
Nice. We love it.
I'm like, I started playing it, and then damn it, and I looked up the other games, and I already ordered like one on the 360.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to track down another one, but dude, man, they want like $60 for those games, and it's like, I don't think so.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I'm just, we're here. Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Shout out to you, man. Once again, guys, please go support Stag on the streams, man. Doing big.
Yeah, we've been blowing up lately, man. Things have been crazy over there on the stream.
Awesome. Fucking love it, bro. You deserve it for sure, man. So let's go ahead and move on. Centurion, how you been, brother? How's your week been? What's going on with you?
What is up, guys? What is up, everyone? How's everybody doing? I'm excited to be here, man. My brother, freaking Stubbs is oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm pumped already. I'm excited. Stubbs is here visiting with us. I can't believe that he's this excited for what time in the morning it is over there. I mean,
it's all good. It is.
I remember one time I podcasted with him. I had to get up at the crack of dawn just because it was afternoon over there. But no, man, good that you're here, man. It's gonna be a fun show tonight.
Awesome, man. Glad to have you here too, since you're around every week, man. Thank you for being here again. And last but not least, Mr. Fuzzy Belvedere, how you been, brother? How your week been? What you playing? How you feeling?
Yeah, been pretty good. Got to sneak in some Forza Horizon 4. Got my IROC Camaro, my high school dream car.
Nice.
and then was able to play the medium, although it didn't release at midnight like they originally said. It released in the afternoon, and took my lunch break and started it and finished it over a couple of days. So about 9 hours in and completed, and pretty happy with it. But other than that, looking forward to these topics and talking about some gaming. It's been a while.
All right, man. Well, let's dive in once again, everybody. If you want to support the show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, retweet the link. It's all on Twitter. Go check it. Everything's out there live. Once again, appreciate the support. Chat, what's going on with you guys? How's everybody feeling? Do some quick shout outs. BAC from the dead, Ballin' Hard, Harder, sorry. Shown to obviously everybody in the chat just hanging out, man. Once again, thank you guys so much. Let's dive right in. So we're gonna start with the poll of the week. If you don't know what that is, brand new here to the show. I put up a poll every Monday on Twitter. Follow me there, and then we talk about it here on the show Saturday. So this week's poll was with Xbox recent reversal of Xbox Live Gold pricing. What other changes should Xbox consider to improve their services? So we had three options and then an other. We had family plan, get rid of gold altogether, stream to YouTube, and then other. So family plan actually won pretty much a landslide, 46%. Get rid of gold was second, 31%. Stream to YouTube, 18%. Other 5%, which could be anything. So we're gonna start with our guest of the day, Stubbs. Which one would you choose and why, brother?
The one I picked was the family plan, because there's so many people that are having to buy. I know of a few people that have to pay 30 plus quid a month for having free Xbox Game Pass Ultimate plans in the same household. So I think a family plan would be more beneficial. If you could offer a little discount, I think more people might sign up in the end. It's a really good service. It is. Sometimes if you fancy, because not the games don't always stay in there for a long period, you can test the game out, and if you like it, you can buy it. Because quite often, if there's a game I really like, I will buy it because they give you a little discount to go with it. But yeah, I do think that the family plan's a good idea, and eventually, once they hit their goals of Game Pass, I don't know what numbers their true goals are, 25 million, 50 million, I don't know. I think eventually the multiplayer in general may... It's a hard one, because if you take gold away completely, then the benefit of Xbox Ultimate is devalued. That's the problem. But I think one day the multiplayer may just be free, and gold may be gone, But I think we might be talking a couple of years away. Yeah, I don't know. But I think the family plan's the best thing they can do at the minute.
Okay.
So,
all right. I like that idea, and obviously that was the actual Poll's choice as well. Family plan, and we've talked about it multiple times here on the show. Family option, they had it back on the 360. Would be great now, especially in these days and times where people have multiple consoles. It makes sense. Now I know there's some particulars about doing that, with IP addresses and things that may be a little bit more difficult, but hopefully they can get that figured out so we can get that family plan option. So we're gonna go ahead and actually go with you, Stag, up next, man. Just get your opinion. I think I know where you're at on this one and which one you picked as well. But tell everybody which one did you choose and why.
Obviously, family plan for the same exact reasons Stubb mentioned. I mean, I'm a family of four here. Granted, my wife doesn't play on the Xbox; she's primarily a Switch player, so that really wouldn't matter. But both my boys play Xbox, and I actually only pay for my account and then my youngest son's account. I did the make an account underneath your own account kind of thing for my
nice.
Well, it was for my wife, but then she never played on it. So now my oldest took that account, and my youngest took my oldest's account. It's kind of a weird how it happened here. I don't even know what the fuck happened, to be honest with you. How these accounts all got moved around. But man, I mean, I loved the family plan back in the day. Granted, I didn't really use it because I wasn't in a position family wise, back in the 360 days to use that service because I didn't have this family I have now. But given the state of the world economies and people losing their jobs and stuff, it only makes sense to just be that company that's helping people out. And they're offering all these great services and putting all these games in day and date. I hate saying that. Sorry. Hate that sentence. a family plan just makes sense for people monetarily. I mean, I think people would be willing to pay a few more bucks every month if they could have, 4 accounts that could all play under one, payment instead of,
Yeah.
well, granted, depending on what area you are in, you can earn you can earn gold and Game Pass, but I don't see them getting rid of gold until they increase the value of GPU with the, first titles with a lot of the first titles coming down the road being in there. I could see them getting rid of it then, but and family plan would be the best option. So
Okay.
I mean, I don't really care about streaming to YouTube because I'm a Twitch
Yeah, there's
streamer,
other
and
options. There's other options.
I know, and then what else did you have? You had get rid of gold.
Yeah, altogether.
I mean, I don't know. Everybody complains about the free games and stuff, and I'm like, they're free. I mean, granted, they're not free because you pay for the service, but and they're like, oh, it's trash this month or whatever. Not every month is meant for you. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at that you're splitting hairs with the free stuff because ultimately,
I don't. I mean, if they have, I don't know if they could lock it to IP addresses because I know one of their concerns has to be, say, I buy the family plan and then I put, Pong or however many of you guys under me, and we're paying for one account, but all 6 of us are all, playing under that one family plan.
Yeah.
So I think they're concerned with people abusing the system, which I
Yeah.
mean, rightfully so. But if they could figure out somehow to lock it to an IP, or I don't know. I'm not smart like that. So
It's all good, brother.
yeah, that's where I'm at.
Neither am I, but I love that idea. And I think I feel like a lot of us are probably going to go that direction. I definitely, when I was putting together the poll, when I put it together, I'm like, yeah, that's for sure going to be most people's answer. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Pong. Just get your quick opinion on, which option would you choose, man, and why?
Yeah, all of them are great options, and obviously, I'm going to look at it from a business standpoint, and so I'm going to say get rid of gold completely because all the other stuff will be able to fall in place as they get more subscribers into their ecosystem, especially under Game Pass Ultimate. So I think getting rid of that archaic gold concept completely, however they got to do it. Again, we could sit here and have a whole show on the different options and ways they can go about doing that, but I think getting rid of that is a huge barrier to entry that would just open up to so many other people, especially when you started advertising it. You would put PlayStation on notice. They would be on the defense as to why they were still charging for that. Again, Microsoft is the one who started it. They should be the one to end it. It would, obviously bring them in line with their PC, how they state whether you play on PC, whether you play on mobile or wherever you're playing in Xbox. Well, right now people can hop on PC and play for free without having Xbox Live Gold, right? So bring that in line, get rid of that final piece of old ways thinking, and I think you introduce and open up everything to a lot more people.
Got it. Okay. And you know what? That's another option too. I think at some point, I just threw it in the chat as well, that I think at some point that will happen. Now, I think that happens once Game Pass gets to a certain point. I don't think that point is anywhere near where it needs to be for that to be even viable, because I don't know if that's $3 to $4 billion you throwing out the window annually. So, and that's not an easy decision to make from a financial standpoint. So that's why I think, like Stag said, as far as bolstering Game Pass, making like majority of the first party stuff Game Pass friendly, or not Game Pass friendly, but you getting Game Pass day one, as well as just adding additional value. But we'll see going forward, man. I do like your take as well, Pong. I do agree. I think it will happen at some point. It almost has to. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Centurion. Where you at on this, man?
Man, out of the options that we had, I definitely wanted to be a smart ass and say they need to put a camera back in the Xbox, but no. I guess the family plan would be the one that leaped out at me. I have a lot of friends, not present company excluded, that actually have large families, multiple kids, and they all would like a a better way of being able to not only do gold but also Game Pass as a whole, like in a family plan. Because I think I've talked to a few people that have like 3 ultimate subscriptions. That's $45 a month. I could see where people would be demanding a product like this, and that a product like this would work if done right. But as Stagger put out there, they would want to have to find some way that people did not abuse the system to the point where everybody and their grandmother was on each other's family plan. But at the same time, I hear all the demands that we need to get rid of gold. Gold is definitely an archaic way of doing things. But at the same time, I know that, I guess it's just from the profession that I'm in, I always have to say that there is an apparent value in Xbox's network over some of their competitors. And I kind of just have to kind of wonder, if they get rid of gold, but there still has to be something there to support that value, because if the network is ever an afterthought, I hate using this as an example. I know I'm going to probably have a lot of people just look at me cross-eyed probably, but you want to see a prime example of not taking your online network seriously, go look at PlayStation. Constant outages, unusual return policies. It just feels like the PlayStation network, it was there just to compete, but they didn't really put much thought into it. Where it was dealing with Microsoft, I feel that they at least put thought into it. They try to make it better for us. They're always trying to create new ways for us to consume gaming.
Well, to be fair and play devil's advocate, Sony can't compete in that area anyway. So that's not even something like Sony can't, as far as like software infrastructure, like you talking blades.
So
servers,
software, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking more like the architecture that was involved in PSN.
That's so
no, I'm talking like the coding. Forgive me, that's my obsession with computers.
That's still the same.
The one thing I'm talking about is people being able to change their name on the network. Something that's totally simple. The reason why it's so simple on the Xbox is because we are customer number, blah, blah, blah. We never see our customer number. That's like internal data for Xbox or Microsoft, whoever you want to call them. PlayStation didn't really do that. They decided to let you punch your name in as McLovin69, and that became your PlayStation Network social security number, and that means you are instantly branded from the day the existence of this account to McLovin69. And I just think
what's the problem?
Well, the problem is the person who did McLovin69 when he was 12 years old is now going into his 30s, or how old he is now when he first.
He's really McLovin69.
But now they're wanting some of these guys that have created these accounts when they were younger. They've been putting digital purchases in there, currency, all sorts of stuff, and they have no true way to change their name because of this one stupid detail that PlayStation left out. And this is not something that they can go in and just give everybody. They have to somehow assign a customer number to everybody and all this other stuff. And this was just one simple detail. And this was the fact that they had somebody building it for them that did not know what they were doing. And it's all about who you hire.
I think at times in Turin, they thought they were being clever. In security terms, that they're basically.
It was actually I think it was a race to beat Xbox to have, because Xbox did have the first network out, or like who said that Xbox started it, they should finish it. Xbox was the first console to come out of the package ready to go to be hooked up to an Ethernet cable, or basically hooked up to the internet. But the PlayStation 2 actually was also capable of doing this as well. It was just done through you had to buy a secondary attachment for the PlayStation 2 to do this. And so it felt like PlayStation 2 did this, Xbox did this, but then Xbox pushed out, Xbox, they were going to do full bore to the wall and during the 360 era, and PlayStation's like, oh, we got to do something to compete, and they rushed it out, and this is what we get.
Well,
so sorry, that's a whole other argument. I feel like because you see how Microsoft at least planned it out and put a little bit of extra thought into it, I feel like Microsoft actually deserves to be able to say that, you know, we actually put a lot of money and time into our product. We should be able to feel it has some value.
All right, well, we'll keep it going from there, man. Once again, I just think, I don't know. We'll get your opinion, Fuzz. Let's go ahead, dive in here, Fuzz.
All right, out of all of the choices, I went with Family Plan. Obviously, got 2 teenage boys, each with their own Xbox. Right now, it's pretty much game share on one account, and then buying games individually. Haven't done the full Game Pass yet because some of the games appeal to one of my kids. The other kid more so likes just the individual games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So right now, a Family Plan where it's either tied into the hardware or locked into the gamer tags, like, hey, 3 gamer tags or 5 gamer tags, this much a month. Only these gamer tags have access to, you know, like if you do Game Pass Ultimate, you can, you know, each one of their consoles will have access, each one of their PCs will have access, each one of their mobile phones will have access to like the game streaming stuff. So if they could do something along those lines where it's less than buying 3 separate accounts, I'd be happy. Like if it's the cost of 2 accounts for 3 people or the cost of 3 accounts for 5 people or something along those lines, I think that's fair enough. If they can't do a Family Plan, they used to do licensing where, now bear in mind it's more so like operating system stuff where, you know, you buy, you know, the main one for your computer and it's allowed to be on like 2 devices. If you want it to be on 4 or 5 devices, you buy more licenses. So it's not like you're buying 5 retail copies for 5 licenses. You're buying the equivalent of like 2.5 or 3 for 5 licenses or something to that effect. So if they could work with the developers or other studios or publishers where, hey, a $60 game is now $90 for up to 3 digital licenses or something like that for the base game, I think that would be a nice alternative if they don't have like a Family Plan that they can work out that everybody from that's in Game Pass and stuff like that can agree on. Because I know a lot of companies have their own digital rights streaming rules and regulations where it's only allowed for one account and so forth. So.
Fuzzy, if I can ask you a question, would they be able to use ping rate to probably do the Family Plan to know how far these devices are from each other?
They should be able to, but
see, that's what I mean. You would be able to create something that would be able to ping the other consoles on your network to know that they're on the same network, not, you know, you're over on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, and we're sharing a Family Plan.
Now, the only thing that'd be kind of tricky, the way I have my house set up, I have the main routers and then I have a secondary router. The secondary router is the quote unquote faster one, other than the direct gigabit for the wired stuff to the consoles. But I have that for my work computer and anything that's going to be work related. So that way it's separate. So I don't get bogged down or bottlenecked from the other stuff in the house when everybody's on their phone or tablet or computer or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you did.
Okay.
But Family Plan, that to me would be the greatest thing that they can work on next, at least in my opinion.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to wrap up the poll of the week once again, everybody. So a new one every single Monday on my Twitter account, which is in the description of the channel below. So appreciate you guys for supporting. Once again, just some quick shout outs here. I mean, I saw Invader in here. I saw a few other people in here. Steel Rain. Shout out to everybody. Mass Mayhem UK. Shout out to everybody just watching live. Appreciate you guys so much. So we're going to move on to the next topic. So we're going to be talking about a little something that up until fairly recently has been a unicorn at this point. So we're talking a little bit. Biomutant recently got a release date. So I want us to get everybody's thoughts. We've actually talked about Biomutant a few times on the show for various different reasons. We've never had a specific topic about it. So today will be the first time for that. But we've actually brought it up multiple times talking about the game. I'm actually going to start with you, Stag, on this one. I know we got a guest, but I want to start with you on this one, Stag. because Stags played the game. He's talked about the game. He got the $400 copy pre-ordered. So where you at on finally getting a release date, Stag?
Where do you think I'm at? Like seriously, I mean, I was excited for this game before I played the demo at E319. I mean, and then I got to play like a 20-minute demo, and like it just solidified my pre-order. You know, like because you're always like you pre-order stuff, and you're like, I don't know, especially when things are just announced and you haven't seen very much. But the 20 minutes that I got to play, man, like the combat, I don't know. I mean, it's been 2 years almost since then.
Yeah.
Who knows what they've changed, but everything I've read about the game, the scope is supposed to be very large, have multiple biomes. I mean, like the one of the battles that I got to do, like you had to like fight this fucking big ass monster thing and then go inside of it. Like like it was a whole other world inside this monster. You had to like kill it from the inside out kind of a thing. And it was awesome.
Nice.
On like
That's
the idea of like the genetic mutating and just that like enhancing your skills and change, like everybody's gonna have kind of like a different character, you know. We're not all gonna have the exact same build outs and looks, and just I really hope the one thing that like was lacking from the demo was like the one of their selling points was like, oh, everyone's gonna look kind of different. Was like in the demo that wasn't the case, you know what I mean? But that was an earlier build of the game, and it's been so long. I mean, I originally had like the collector's edition pre-ordered, like the $100-$200 one, whatever, and then they rolled out that $400 one, and I was like, you sons of bitches. I mean, you guys know I like them collector's editions.
Oh yeah.
And I sat on that for a while, and I was just like, fuck it, and pre-ordered it. Like I was talking with the dev in tweets a little bit, and I was kind of hoping to get under their skin and have them send me something, but you know, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So they never reached out, unfortunately. But I mean, I don't mind a support. So, but man, I am super excited for that game, and I hope it lives up to my expectations. I mean, there will always be some levels of letdowns, but you know, I enjoy games. So yeah, $400 on a game collector. I spend stupid money on stupid shit. So I mean, I'm not like, what is it, Lord Incognito with his fucking statue collection? Which one of them? Which one of the lords has them statues? I saw him post the other day, like a $6,000 statue or something.
Shout out to the lords.
Man, them statues though are legit, but they are not cheap. Like I think I have an expensive fucking hobby, and then I look at his.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Off topic, but yeah, man. I don't think. I mean, there's always going to be people disappointed in any game that comes out. That's just the way of the world these days. But I think everybody's actually in for a treat. The scope of the game is supposed to be really big. I just hope they. I mean, they've taken so long that they nail the game. Like, unlike Cyberpunk, they've really just like, we're just going to keep pushing this out till it's ready. You know, and like when I heard there was a release date, I was a little bit like, what? It's actually. No, it can't be ready.
Yeah.
They haven't shown much. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
they
really haven't been showing much lately. So I hope it's actually ready and they're not just kind of like washing their hands of it. You know?
Awesome. So we'll definitely see very, very soon. I'm excited as well because this game, like I said, up until this point, been a unicorn. Now he said he played a demo in 2019. That's not when they first showed the game.
They announced it in 2017.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like this game's been on ice for a while. So let's get your opinion, Stubbs. I know we talked about this pregame. You actually just found out about the game literally right now, like before the show when you took a look at it. You like what you saw, but just kind of explain from your limited experience, kind of, is this something that you would play? Kind of where you at?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you DM me the topics, I had to look up Biomutant because I'd never seen it on any podcast or anyone talking about it. So the shows you had it on, I must have missed. But I've looked up. I've been watching loads of videos on it. I watched a 27-minute gameplay video. I've got one on now. A video on it basically sounds like. Well, how the studio have described it, I could be wrong, Stagger might say, is a Kung Fu Fable RPG kind of style game. But it sounds like the game is like open world and the customizations and limits on what you can do is endless.
Yeah.
The way it's been described on a few YouTube channels I've been watching, it does look very interesting. And see, I'm normally into the gear shooters and stuff like that, but this could be a game that I might give a go, because it really looks like the developers are, obviously, you can see by the game, they're proud of it, because they haven't been showing it off. They've just been silently working away to produce a good game. And I think hopefully it pays off for them, because it does look a very good game. It's not my normal style game, but like Stagger said, by the sounds of it, everyone will be having a different experience, which is what you want with a game. Because say you get seriously invested in the game, you could go back multiple times and just keep replaying the game, having a different experience. So yeah, it is a game I actually do. I think I want to check out, but I'm going to keep my eye on this game. It's on my radar now.
Awesome.
Thanks for bringing the topic up, because
awesome.
it's quite a good game.
Not a problem, man. That's what we do here, man. That's what we do.
I'm watching it now on my TV actually as well.
Nice, awesome, man, awesome. So there's definitely a game we've talked about on this show multiple different times. So let's go ahead and get over to you, Pong. Now I don't know your personal experience with the game particularly. I don't think we've discussed this game with you, but we are today. So where are you at on this, Pong? Have you heard about it? Was it on your radar already?
Well, like most people, it was on my radar when they announced it 4 years ago, right? So it was definitely on my radar. And then it went into blackout. And unfortunately, I was not privileged like Stag to be able to play a demo of it, but I've obviously read up on it and heard about people's experiences with it. And there's a lot of people that were super excited for the game. But again, it went into blackout mode. I forgot about it, right? And kind of just put it off my radar because didn't know if it was still coming out even, right? So when they announced this, my hype levels went back through the roof, because this game right here appeals to everything in my lone wolf, right? Single player action RPG. And then I started reading about the devs and what they've been going through for the past 4 years, right? So they took this thing and all of a sudden the world kind of exploded on them. So just to give people a perspective who may not have read up on this, the original game, I think the original script was 80,000 words. They said at last count, it was at like 250,000 words or something like that. So 3 times the amount of dialogue in this game, right? So that kind of shows you where their ambition is. And I will always support any studio like, CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk that wants to push the boundaries and take this approach where they have something that they absolutely love that they've created and they want to expand upon it. And if it takes them this long to do it, fantastic. If it's not perfect, like Stag was alluding to, a lot of these games come out and there might be some things that aren't, originally as described. That's okay, right? But I can imagine what this game is going to be like. All the customization that you can do, just hits me in the heart, man.
That's the first thing that drew me in when I first saw the footage. Was the custom. I'm like, what is this little mouse looking fox looking dude? And why can you dress him up and all this? So that's kind of what that what drew me in. But then everything, seeing the gameplay and at the time graphically, it was so far ahead of anything that we were playing currently at that time. But anyway, I don't want to hijack.
No, that's cool, man, because that's kind of where I'm at. Like re-diving back into the information again has sparked all what originally caught my eye when I first saw it, right? And then to start reading again, they're gonna combine different forms of martial art fighting with weaponry, and you can customize the weapons with all these different mutations. You get powers. And then you can go to these masters and learn all these different forms of martial arts. And you can combine this all on the fly while you're fighting. You can switch out weapons. So you can use a freeze weapon and you can use a fire weapon to get different effects on enemies. You're speaking to my heart here. This is beautiful. This is everything I look for in a game. So I cannot wait. And then if you even look at what they've talked about with like the NPCs, they're going to have like a karma system with the NPCs, right? You're going to have a companion system where you can get people to travel along with you. And all of this is narrated, right? The entire story is narrated as you go along. I cannot wait for this. A couple of small caveats that I have is that when they announced this for the May release, they did not talk about next generation systems at all.
Nope.
And so,
yep, I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah, that has me a little like, okay, are we expecting like a patch down the road? Is this going to be a cyberpunk situation where we're just playing on, last gen versions and eventually we'll get something? But you know what? It doesn't matter. The graphics, they pop off the screen. The colors that are in this, I'm already hyped for it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait to learn more about what they've done and where they're going with this.
Yeah, I think the game was 100% built for not the new gen, but
right.
Well, I'm just going to say current gen. I know we've moved to a new one, but it was built for that gen.
Right. So it makes sense for how long it's been in
honestly, it might just stay there. We're still gonna get some candy for the one series and the PS4. Maybe less for the PS4, but
it looks gorgeous. So I have no complaints. I just was kind of curious about that. So
they might, you never know, but that's work, right?
Yeah, more work.
Yeah, good point. Obviously. So okay, well let's throw this over to you, Centurion. Just get your opinion, man. We've talked about this here and there on the show, so kind of where you're at with the news that we're finally getting a release date for this thing. Although no console as of yet or next gen.
So yeah, I'm out. They missed the train on that. No Series X version for me. So no, I'm playing. I'm just joking. This game was on my radar when I discovered it the first time, and that was many, many moons and years ago. Oh my god, I don't even know where I was at. I know I've been checking it out. I've listened to every story Stagger's ever told me about it. Anytime somebody brings up Biomutant, it's like everybody shut up. Somebody just talked about Biomutant. So, definitely I've been trying to absorb what I can about this game anytime anybody brings it up, because it just feels like for the longest time, any information or any knowledge of this game has been exchanged on the back alleys of certain neighborhoods, aka Twitter. So I'm excited. It's a gorgeous looking game. I can't really go on to any more detail that Stagger and Pong haven't really said. I mean, who gives a flipping crap that this game could potentially be built on Xbox One, PS4 graphics? And at this point, I don't care. Graphics can only go so far, but from what I've seen about the game, what I've heard about the game, what I've read about the game, this sounds like it's going to be hopefully something special. I hope this is out of left field for a lot of people, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I really hope this is what Cyberpunk should have been.
No, that's not
to be perfectly honest. There is absolutely nothing wrong with PS4 and Xbox One graphics.
Well, that's what, and now we all noticed, like, to kind of go out, what's really biting CD Projekt Red in the ass right now? That overreach on what they were capable of, because they even said it, we wanted to build it for a really high-end PC, and then we, got what we got. That's the other thing. So it only goes so far. Biomutant, though, I'm just going to say, there's going to be so much to this game beyond graphics that you're going to look beyond the fact that technically this game, hey, you know what? We could get a patch later on. You never know. But look at Red Dead Redemption 2. That game was technically built without HDR.
Yeah.
Well, and this is supposed to be like a full-on RPG as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just like an action RPG. Like, it is an action RPG, but it's supposed to have like the full-on RPG that you all love and know.
Yeah. Like, no. So I'm not a super big fan, although I'm dabbling in the RPG aspects more so lately. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
As I've gotten older, I'm more interested in those RPGs.
I agree with you. I've gone from I did not do dungeon crawlers at all. Anything that was anywhere near like a Diablo, I didn't touch. Now that's like primarily what I've been playing lately. So my taste has changed over time as well. And with this game, from the first time since I saw it, the combat. Now obviously I didn't know the details you guys do as far as the in-depth gameplay and what that's going to provide us and how everything's supposed to work. But it caught me right away. It caught me right away, and obviously, like we've been trickled information here and over the years. Most of the time, it's not positive information. It's just it's kind of what's going on, or the game. We don't really get any actual information that's going to give us any substance. But let's get this to you first, so we can move on to the next topic. But where you at on this, Fuzz? I know you've talked about this game as well.
Pretty excited. One of the things that I wanted to do once this game came out is do like I think it was Pong they had talked about like the karma system. I wanted to play as the bad guy and wanted to play as the good guy. I wanted to try to create some sort of cat-looking figure for both ends, but see how playing, like if that really changes up. Because I think the look also ties into some of your abilities and things like that. So I just want to get this game in my Series X and then at least see if I can do 2 saves, one where I'm the bad guy, one where I'm the good guy. I don't know if I'm going to play them at the same time that way or if I'm going to just – I think the first playthrough is going to be as the bad guy and just cut through as much stuff as I can and whatnot, and then play it I guess the right way or the longer, more drawn-out way on the second playthrough. But been looking forward to this game for a while. I feared that it was canceled because it had gone silent for so long. I think the last thing that they had mentioned before was they had upgraded some of the boss battles where there's going to be multiple tiers or sizes of bosses. Like you have the ones that are going to be like twice your size or 3 times your size. And then you're going to have ones that are like the size of a building type of thing as well that you're going to have to face. So I'm definitely looking forward to this game. Hoping everything stays on track as far as the release date, and hopefully they can get everything polished up and ready to go in time. And if not, postpone it. But I'm glad that it's at least on the docket. Unlike Dying Light 2, which is another one I'm looking forward to. That it's like, postpone indefinitely, maybe, kinda, sorta. I'm just glad that Biomutant the devs are at least talking about a release date now. That's the big thing.
Realistically, a lot of us didn't think we'd even be having this conversation. So it's good to even be having a conversation that the game's gonna be coming out. Because once again, I thought that thing was Ice Age. I thought it was on ice and that was it. So just in between all of this stuff. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Keep this thing pushing. Once again, everybody, thank you guys for joining us live. Hit the like button. It does help the channel and the podcast be seen more often. So we're talking a little bit of financials here. We're not going to get into the Excel spreadsheets. You can put those away. We don't need them. But we're going to be talking a little money because it does matter. So we recently got some information regarding just the type of year Xbox had in 2020. And to kind of bring everything together, every single gaming company, as far as the big 3, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, they all had a record year, I would assume. Once the other two's financials come out, everybody's going to be way up because we saw last year throughout the summer, throughout everything going on with COVID, that those numbers, sales were way up on everything. So I assume everybody's numbers are going to be up. But just to put things in perspective as well before I let you go, Stubbs, essentially, Xbox has already made back what they spent on ZeniMax in like 3 months. So just to frame everything, we'll start with you on that stuff. Where you at?
Yeah, no, it's incredible, Matt. I mean, to think that Xbox could make back the acquisition cost of ZeniMax is incredible for Xbox in general. It shows. I know the global situation has helped because more people at home, more people are buying digital now on Xbox and PlayStation. The stats are up. I mean, I think it's a good thing for Xbox. I think the growth of Game Pass will help, but the rise of digital has seriously helped the company. I do think once ZeniMax has been legally acquired, because I think there will be more acquisitions coming, but I think the law states that you have to legally wait for an acquisition to go through before you can start buying up any other studios. But I think it's all positive news. I would say the future of Xbox is bright. They've got loads of projects coming up, loads of games, hopefully loads of new IPs that push the boundaries, because that's the way. Like everyone knows, I'm a big Gears of War fan, and back in Gears of War 1, they did push boundaries, and hopefully with Gears 6, they can be that one standout game that pushes boundaries. Because with Hivebusters DLC, the graphics on that were incredible on the Series X.
I gotta download that. Shout out to you, Fuzz, because we were talking about that. You were texting last night, and we were talking about that, and I gotta download that. But go ahead, Stubbs.
It's good. I mean that game there shows promise for the future, and hopefully they come up with some new IPs that are good. Old IPs are good as well. But I think in general, Xbox is onto a winning formula. Now, not every game's going to be, as you call, big banger, but you don't need every game to be a big banger. That's why Xbox has got a big variety of games, you know, from little games that are enjoyable to big open world games and shooters and third part. One thing I would say they need probably is these more. I'm not saying copy PlayStation, but they might need a few of them over the shoulder third part. You know what I mean? Like the
simulator life.
That Sony formula.
I'm not. I don't play them, but I would say if they were to add anything, a game like that ish. I'm not saying copy them. That's style of game, you know.
Yeah, got you.
I think they're onto a winner anyway. You know, they launched. Come on, everyone! They launched a console, right? And they're doing really well without technically a true next gen game. They've done well, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree 100%. Some great breakdown, Stubbs, man. Bringing a lot to the table there. So we'll actually bring Fuzzy up. We a little out of order today, guys.
Wait, Fuzzy always goes last.
Yeah, I know. We're not. Listen.
I mean, I made a suggestion, but I didn't think you were going to go this crazy.
I didn't fuck the rest of his weekend up. I letting him go now. But go ahead, Fuzz.
With as far as the earnings and stuff.
See, look, he ain't even there yet. Look, see,
I had like 3 more minutes. I was researching.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Fuzz. Yeah, just kind of kind of frame everything what I said about just the fact that they're doing extremely well. We're not underestimating. Everybody's numbers are up.
Yeah.
And, so that's really the thing. But the fact that Xbox is doing so well with the narrative that they're not exactly the best company or make the best games, whatever the case may be, just kind of where they're at.
I know we've joked before, like, even though Pepsi is the second soda, or second favorite soda, it still does rather well as far as the financials concerned compared to Coke. Even with Microsoft being kind of like the third console, because the Switch is still selling like hotcakes. PS4s are still selling. I mean, the Xbox Series X and the PS5 are selling well, but when it comes to the end of it, I mean, for the most part, they're not the market leader as far as hardware, but they're making some pretty decent bank nonetheless. I mean, to be able to make that in 3 months, considering the situation, I'm pretty sure, like you said, the financials for PlayStation and Nintendo are going to be pretty high when they release those here soon too. But it goes to show when Phil Spencer was saying, "Oh, I don't need to put games on other hardware to make that deal work," or whatever that means, type of thing. This is part of it. I mean, technically they don't have to, but we'll get into the whole exclusives thing once the ink is dry, if that's going to be the case. I think it is going to be a case by case basis, because just like people are up in arms about gold price going up, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some media and some non-Xbox gamers up in arms about ZeniMax exclusives being only on Xbox type of deal. But it's great that they've made that amount of money. Hopefully they continue on that same trend. Hopefully we get out of this COVID bubble here soon and they continue to make that same amount of money or similar amounts of money. And the same thing for PlayStation and Nintendo when they release their financials. But I think the big thing now is they just got to reinvest that into the studios that they have. Keep on releasing things like Hivebusters, which honestly I think they should have probably marketed the way PlayStation marketed Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, yeah.
I think that would have been a good focal point for it being even though it's based off of a previous gen game, it doesn't look previous gen. So just that would have been something that would have been a highlight as a exclusive for the new console that they should have probably just worded it as such. But hey, I'm pretty happy that they're doing well. That just means we're going to get more games and let's see more studios, hopefully, which will be even more games coming down the pipeline. But yeah, hey, this is just kind of what everybody was joking about before, where Xbox has no games, and they were laughing at everybody that were Xbox diehards, saying, "Oh, just wait until E3" and stuff like that. Now it's a lot of the stuff is starting to roll. You're starting to see more and more games being announced and in the pipeline, and hey, they're already covered as far as what they're making in a short period of time, and hopefully Game Pass will reach whatever number so they can get rid of gold here soon. I'm thinking they want to hit 30 mil, but that's just my guesstimate on it. But
Okay. All right, for us. So no, great breakdown. Great breakdown, man. Once again, man, for us, all out of order, providing a great commentary once again. Let's go ahead and just throw this over to you, Stag. You up to bat, my dude. I know we don't really do the financials much. You're not a big X and O's and numbers kind of guy. I'm not either. I'm not really in that vein. But
I'm
just go
gonna be
ahead.
that guy though. Like,
Oh,
could you just imagine how much more money they would have made if they actually had some fucking games? I kid. Man, it's great. Like, that's fine. Sure. Money is why they're all in business. I mean, just like Fuzzy said, Pepsi's doing just fine. Actually, I think RC Cola's doing all right too. But Shasta's still around. You can go get yourself a fucking Safeway soda
Sam's
too. I
Choice?
mean,
Actually, I watched the Sam's Club stock on soda very closely.
oh, do you? Are you stonking it?
Am I what?
Are you doing the stonks? The
Stonks.
Game
the
Pass
stonk.
stuff. They're calling it stonk.
Oh my god! We're doing
That's
stonk.
that's the new hip term, dude. Come on, get with
Stonks.
things. Where have you been? You need to get on the Twitters, bro. Come on.
I'm
No,
still
it's great,
I'm
man.
still trying
Like,
to I'm still trying to figure out which grocery store has all those bears in it.
bears in grocery stores.
You've used the E-Trade for commercial bears going around.
yeah,
This is your idea of a bear
I need to
market.
watch more
This
TV
isn't for
from
you.
I don't see a lot of commercials. Jeez, but no, I mean, and there's only certain people that care about Xbox's sales numbers. You know that. I mean,
Yeah, we
we're
know
all
we
out
all.
here just playing games and having fun. It doesn't
Yep.
matter if it's a third party or an exclusive. I'm on my PlayStation 4 right now having a good time. I was on my Xbox earlier having a good time, and they both get a lot of money from me. So, and I know that's the case for not an incredible amount of gamers out there, but there is a large number of gamers that are gamers and like multiple systems and even PC, oddly enough.
Yeah.
But then there's also those people that are like, I love PlayStation. Well, good for you. You know what I mean? Like every PlayStation game I play, almost every game, I feel like I'm playing something very similar to what I played before. Like I'm playing, the Fist of the North Star, and it's like or Ken's Rage or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. I keep putting my controller down to watch things, and I don't do that a lot with my Xbox. So, but man, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about sales numbers and ZeniMax and doubling their fucking money. I mean, just like I said, if they imagine how much money they're gonna make once they start pushing out these titles. I mean, granted, they're all going into Game Pass day one, and people are gonna play that like, well, nobody's buying their games because they're renting them. You know what? Didn't Bloober just come out and say the Medium made enough money to cover all costs like already?
Yeah.
So if Bloober's game is going into Game Pass day one and post-release, they already made all their money back.
In 24 hours.
Incredible,
how that
really.
works if nobody buys games because they're all renting them in Game Pass. So, yeah, I think these studios are going to be okay.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and throw this over to Pong, man. Just get your opinion on that milestone. And I mean, like we said, all companies' numbers are going to be up. I think we all get that. We're not sweeping that under the rug, but specifically Xbox and the fact that they're able to kind of just justify everything they've been doing so quickly, that turnaround as far as, what they've been able to do. Obviously, everyone is capitalized on the current situation in the world. Let's not undermine that as well. But just what's your opinion on just the recent success?
Well, I love the business side of things, so forgive me. I love the numbers. Yes, I just play games as well, and I play on multiple systems, but I do love the numbers because it shows the health of whatever ecosystem is out there. And I want all these companies to be healthy. And we know, like everybody has said, and like you said, PTK, everybody's going to see growth during this time. As we talked about in the previous podcast, we are coming into what I believe will be the golden age of gaming. And there's a big reason for that. There is more money being pumped in than ever before. And to see that 18 million subscribers, yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit higher. I thought they would announce that it was at 20 or a little bit above. But to see 18 million, that means they're averaging 1 million new subscribers every single month. And that is huge, especially as Stag alluded to, without any games, without any AAA games. And I think Stubbs hit on that too with the bangers. Can you imagine had they launched Halo? We might be talking about over 20 million at this time, right?
Yeah.
So they're doing all of this.
No, we'd still be talking about Craig.
Well, we might still be talking about Craig as well.
4K,
Yes.
Craig. 4K.
Fair enough, Stag. Fair enough.
Oh.
But this is incredible to see this, for them to be hitting numbers. And let's pull out the spreadsheets real quick. 5 billion. Yep. Yes, absolutely. I will. 5 billion in revenue, right? 5 billion, a record number. And 2 billion in revenue from third-party titles in that quarter. Okay, that's huge. That shows you, for all the naysayers out there, and yes, there was reason to be, there was reason to be negative just in 2017. Microsoft, possibly was going to get rid of the Xbox division. It wasn't making money. We are here now coming into 2021 with an absolute record demand for consoles, new content, and people are discovering Game Pass at 1 million people per month. And that's just going to keep climbing as all these studios get ramped up. We start seeing all this great content, these new IPs, these old rehash IPs, which Stag loves. We're going to see this continue to grow, and it's going to become that snowball down the mountain. And I love using that term because it's real. And as more word of mouth spreads about how many games are in Game Pass and the AAAs hit, it's going to make it more and more impossible for gamers of all sides to ignore. So I don't care if you're a PlayStation fanboy through and through and you hate Microsoft, you hate Xbox, whatever the case may be, it's going to get to a point with Game Pass that the value is going to be too much to ignore. And these numbers are going to continue to improve, which just means more investment into more content, which who wins at the end of the day? Gamers win at the end of the day, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. And these numbers hitting record numbers. Satya himself came out after this and said he is energized by the growth, by the revenue that they are showing. And he's said multiple times, they're going to expand. They're going to keep acquiring. And when these numbers continue to prove Phil's vision and the rest of the Xbox's division and their entire roadmap, that just gives more confidence to the people at the top who have to write the checks, who have to open up the coffers. And that's what we're going to continue to see. So I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Awesome. And I 100% agree. I think that this is just, with Satya just coming out, he's shown so much support. And I don't think we've ever gotten a CEO from Microsoft and been so supportive. Bill was pretty good about the first one, but I don't even think he was as hands-on as Satya is. Satya is at the table with Phil, like, hey, what's going on with this?
Xbox was an afterthought for a long time. Xbox was an afterthought for a long time, and it's now become one of their pillars. And when you become a pillar of a $2 trillion company, that opens up a lot of opportunity.
Absolutely. And then obviously you elevate Phil to the big boy table. No more Meyerson holding in, but Meyerson was an in-between, and no more that guy. So it's just you elevate Phil to that position and allow him to just be creative. And now you got the CEO of the entire company, and he's all on. He's on board. So nothing but great things. And last but not least, Centurion, let's just get your opinion on this, brother.
Man, what can I say that already hasn't already been said? I've
You
been
could say Anthem.
Yeah, I know Anthem. What would I like to see next? They need to put Anthem in in Game Pass, and they might
It is in Game
EA
Pass. It's in EA Access.
and
Yeah.
well, EA might as well just box up BioWare like like a bunch of kittens in a cardboard box and just go set them outside on the doorstep at outside wherever the the main studios are at Microsoft, and just kind of say sorry, we found this, you can have it back.
Looking for a good home.
Looking for a good home, yes. Oh man, can be potty trained. But anyways, definitely back onto the subject. I've been championing Game Pass for a long time. I'll be up front. When Game Pass first came out, I didn't like the concept of, I guess when you say renting your games. But I also didn't remember people beating down the doors over at Warner Brothers going, but if you let Blockbuster rent out your movies, you guys won't be able to continue making movies. But so anyways, I kind of caved in shortly after I realized I was spending a lot of money still buying games and that Game Pass really did have value. And since I did kind of sign up for Game Pass, I have been championing it ever since, even to the point when I was still remember when I told people that there was like 9.5 million subscribers. And I mean, it was like blasphemy just even talking about it. But now we're way beyond that. And it's just great to see that Phil Spencer was able to take a product that had a lot of what ifs. We'll just say a lot of what ifs. And definitely kind of solved a lot of one of those what ifs, gave them some direction. Don't get me wrong. There's everybody's going to have stumbles every now and then, but I really feel that Phil Spencer has truly given Xbox a direction to kind of follow. And I'm really looking forward to what the future has for gaming in general. Gaming, as I forget who said it, it's exploded. There's a lot of money. New players every single day want to be able to get into gaming. Shameless plug. I guess I did a video on a new player that would like to make a bigger presence, probably coming in gaming in the future. Definitely, I'm excited for what the future holds, and I can't really go into too much more than what everybody else has. I just be kind of regurgitating everything at this point.
Okay, cool. Well, once again, man, that was a great topic. It's a lot to unpack, and we've talked about this on the show. We're going to see the fruits of the labor at some point. All right, you water the tree, has to take time to grow. All right, we're not doing a chia pet. That's not a chia pet. Bethesda's not a chia pet. So we got to give them time to allow them to
Needs the
think we're going to
electrolytes.
see.
I
Yeah,
like how
exactly.
I like it's all about Bethesda. Like Bethesda, and I know Microsoft has a lot of studios. Microsoft has a ton of studios.
Oh, that was just my example. I didn't even.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
also looking forward to the partnerships. Game
That's
Pass
true.
opens a lot of avenues for a lot of developers and for a lot of partnerships to be created. And that's also some of what I'm looking forward to. I know a lot more Asian developers are kind of eyeballing Game Pass at this time because it's an easier platform to get a foothold into, and a lot more people are, like we all said, people are wanting to dabble in RPGs, dabble in this, dabble in that, and we find out Game Pass subscribers are more willing to jump genres of games that they are used to and start trying out new things just because they have access to it.
Yeah,
Look
no,
at
absolutely. Yep, yeah, Yakuza's doing very, very well. It's been a big success in Game Pass. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just keep this thing moving. So, for the last little bit of the show here, we're gonna take a couple questions. We'll rapid fire the questions off as quickly as possible, then we'll get through the show here. Man, it's been a phenomenal show thus far. You guys are always amazing. Shout out to chat. Some quick personal shout outs here. Shout out to Mav. I saw a bunch of people in here. Froggy T, appreciate you. Husk, shout out, brother. Everybody just in here hanging out, having fun. Fred, what's up, brother? But we're gonna take a couple questions, so you can go ahead and throw them in the chat right now. We'll take a few, and then we'll go ahead and end things. So we'll start with the mod of the year here, shown to. First question that I actually saw was what is the best non-first party game in your opinion in Game Pass right now? So we're gonna let the guests of the hour answer this. We're gonna start with you, Stubbs. What's the best non-first party game in Game Pass right now for you?
Well, at the minute I'm playing Asobo's A Plague's Tale. That's a very good game.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, off the top of the head, you've caught me off guard there. I'll probably just say that game in a minute. I will.
Okay, so that one is that's a Plague's Tale. Okay, cool. All right, so that one. Anybody else want to throw their option in? Best.
Children of Morta. You know I'm gonna talk that
right.
game up every day of the week.
All right. Anybody else? Pong, you got to.
I would have to say you caught me off guard here, man. That's a big ask right now. I would probably have to say, ooh boy, the Yakuzas are in there now. Holy cow! I'd probably say Dragon Quest XI.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For us,
I was thinking Yakuza for right now, although I kind of wish Dragon was in there. But yeah, just if you want to at least get a taste of that whole series, yeah, pretty much all but Dragon's in there.
Okay, all right, Centurion, you got an option, you got an answer.
Well, I wanted to give an absolute honest answer. What game I have pretty much used Game Pass the most for a third party, and for the longest time it was ESO, and then they bought that. So I'm just like, I don't know what else to say, because it was kind of like one of those. I remember when I bought ESO digitally, I'm like, all right, I never have to get up again to put the disc in. This is awesome. And then months later, it was like Game Pass now has ESO. I'm like, well, that was.
Okay.
Don't you love that moment you go out and buy a game and then you find out it's in Game Pass? You're like, well, at least I own it.
Yeah, no. So my answer is even worse. I mean, I'm gonna probably say Destiny. To be honest, Destiny.
I wanted to say Destiny, but dude,
Destiny 2, to be honest with you. So, I mean, it's just, it's it's non-first party. It fits what he has. So, I'm sticking with that. I'm definitely.
I wanted to yell out Destiny, but I didn't want to. I guess kind of be a fraud, because I know you play a lot more Destiny than me.
Yeah, for sure. But no, we're good. So let's go ahead and keep going here. We got one more question. Shout out to Fred. What you say?
I see Predator's question. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to say the C8. They probably should just put the vet on there. They've had the GT, the Ford GT. A lot of times they use like McLarens or Ferraris, but the C8 is one of the newer cars out there that a lot of people. Well, they finally put it in Horizon 4, so I think that's a worthwhile one, especially if they do a upgraded version between now and whenever that game launches. Like if they do a Z06 version, but at least the C8.
Okay. Anybody got any other? I mean, I don't know how many car enthusiasts we got on the panel, but anybody got any other choices as far as a vehicle on the front of the next Forza?
Put the Pinto from Wayne's World in there. Wait, no, you guys want to go fast.
I want Herbie on there.
Oh yeah, that'd be great, dude. Fucking Knight Rider kit.
All right,
kit on the front.
All right, so we're gonna take one more question. So whoever just dropped your question in the chat, we're gonna take one more. Then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Not gonna hold too many people for too long. I know Stubbs over there. It's I don't even know what time is it over there, Stubbs, right now.
Nearly 2:10 in the morning.
Oh Lord, see, yeah. So we gonna, but I'll take one more. We're gonna give it a minute or two, unless somebody here on the panel just wants to throw something out. And maybe Stubbs, you got any questions for anybody here on the panel that you've been thinking about, or?
Do you all like Gears of War?
I've never heard of that game. What's that about?
Yeah, exactly.
Coming.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
What about me?
I was saying, when I said you all like Gears of War, I said Centurion knew I would say that.
I love the single player campaign. I found out that I get very, very aggressively angry playing the multiplayer.
Oh, play against me then, you might.
Yeah, you probably should stay away from that thing.
Yeah, I'm terrible at the multiplayer.
I am
Single player is good. It's weird. Gears, and I know people used to fight me on this whenever I posted on Twitter. It reminds me a lot of The Division as far as like the cover mechanics. It feels just a smidge slower. And when I say that, it's like all the Gears heads are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no.
Gameplay, the mechanics have slowed down.
I don't
slowed the tuning down recently. They have.
I feel like I don't like the shotgun mechanics
Oh,
at all because like I'm serious. Like I like to feel I feel like I'm a very good shot on a joystick, especially playing some Call of Duty, even Destiny, other games that are on point when it comes to shooting. I'll even use the Division. But I do not know why in Gears of War you can pop a dude 5 times in the head with that stupid chain rifle and they will just keep on coming and they'll pluck you one time with a shotgun and you're like on the floor in a million pieces and you just want to be like, yes, because in life you would take 5 shots to the face like a champion.
Stubbs, I think he just isn't very good at doing the 2-piece.
yeah.
Oh, dude, no, but the only thing is,
two-piece.
That's where I just felt like I did not like just how it was spawn. Run like hell and just shotgun as many people as you can until you got shotgun back and then repeat.
Yeah, just the way the game mechanics work for me. I'm weaned on like Halo and Call of Duty, and it's so different. Although I mean, it still works. Don't get me wrong. And to be 100% honest,
I won't say it's trash. I'll play it with my friends, but if they're like, "What's your first choice?" I'm definitely not throwing out Gears.
But to be honest, I haven't given myself the best chance because I haven't really put in as much time as I would say to even say, oh, I'm not good at it. To be fair to Stubbs and you guys are actually good at it. So if I probably put more time into it, dedicated, I'd probably enjoy it and end up actually, being pretty good. But
there's people far better than me. I'm not that good. There's people like Crispy Bomb.
I used to be really good, but I'm out of it now. So.
Yeah,
you got to keep playing it. You got to keep playing it all the time. That's the problem.
Stubbs, were you around the other day when I joined?
No, when?
No, that was Mass Mayhem then. They were playing a lot of Gears. They convinced me to play Gears, and it wasn't there was so many of us that we were just basically playing each other amongst friends, and some of them were just running around wall bouncing. I mean, I'm over here with like maybe 15 kills and they're like 30, 40, 50 kills deep, and it's like, well, I guess I'm just standing still.
Well, my co-host decided to challenge me in the 1v1 and we streamed it, Mr. Tushi. And the score was Stubbs 50 deaths, Mr. Tushi 29. First 50, But if you watch it from the start, it looked like I was going to lose. But it was all fun,
All right, so it looks like we can go ahead and wrap things up. So, it's been a phenomenal show. I flew right by. I told you, Stubbs, the time just goes. And you just look up and the show's over. But we got everything in as far as the topics. It was another amazing show. Once again, we just want to show everybody in the chat appreciation coming out. Supporting us, supporting Stubbs. His first time on the show. The chat here is always amazing. Everybody that comes out, retweet the show, subscribe if you have not already. But I'm gonna go ahead and go around the panel here, let everybody give their good nights and goodbyes. For now, we're gonna start with our guest of the hour, Stubbs. Once again, brother, thank you for taking the time out to hang out. This is something, me and you talked, but just great having you on, man. And I'm going to be on that show at some point, and we talked about that pregame. So you guys look for me there on Stubbs Gaming, hopefully soon. But thank you for joining us. I know it's super late there or early, depending on how you feel about it, where you're at. Let everybody know what's going on with you, where they can find you at.
Yeah, no, thanks for the invite. You run a tight ship here. I like the way your topics are compressed so people don't talk for an hour on one topic. Because that's
unlike your show. Unlike your show.
Yeah, because as Centurion realised the other day, he had a date on Wednesday, he was listening, and he couldn't believe the stuff he was hearing. It was off the hook sometimes. We get sidetracked and all sorts. We do. But,
dude, everybody needs to tune into Stubbscast where they hear parrots make love.
No,
I'm not making that up.
That was midweek gaming. That's different.
Well, yeah, okay. It didn't happen in Stubbs' house, but one of the people on his show had a bird in the background that was definitely.
Oh, good Lord.
Go ahead, anyway,
Go ahead.
Anyway, thanks for inviting me. It's been a really good show. You run a very good show here. Anyway, if you'd like to subscribe to me, it's Stubbs Gaming on YouTube. If you don't mind, I'll just do a quick plug here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Sunday night at 5 p.m. EST, 10 p.m. UK time. I have the Indie Gamer coming on the Stubbscast, the Content Creator Hub, for a second time because he's now at 1,000 subs and he's a podcaster, so we're gonna have a catch up with him. So if anyone wants to check it out, I'd appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for inviting me on. It's been fun.
Awesome, man. Once again, you guys go check Stubbs out. Thank you, brother, for hanging out. We got to do it again, man, at some point. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, look forward to being on your show here sometime in the near future.
We will sort that out. We will, definitely.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. So once again, check all his information in the description below. The website, BG4G Hub, his YouTube, as well as a Twitter. All of that's down there. Please do me a favor, go check him out. Support what he's doing. Let's go ahead and just go over to my four horsemen here hanging out. So let's get to Pong, man. What's going on, bro? Where can everybody find you at, man? I appreciate you. You're the newest member of the Shop Podcast, but you've already added so many. You're like a rock star already, Pong. You're already a rock star.
Geez, stop. No, I appreciate
it. Hang around.
Star.
Obviously, I love the show and love everybody on here. And shout out first to my good buddy Stubbs for getting on here. It was awesome. Always awesome to be on a show with you. So much love. And obviously Stag and Centurion and Fuzzy, you guys have all just been so awesome. So ever since I joined. So thank you all. Chat, awesome. Thank you for coming out each and every week. It's always great to see the familiar faces in here. So yeah, you can find me on Pong Soul everywhere, Twitter and Xbox. So feel free to add me. I will certainly add you back. I always love interacting with the community. You can find me here every Saturday. You can find me on Friday nights on Xbox Ultimate with Fun Speculation, Mav and Caitlin and Assassin Lupa and 3-Bit. That starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then next Tuesday, you can actually catch me on Boom Show. We're going to do a one-on-one.
Nice. Shout out to Boom, man.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to review The Medium next Tuesday at 11 a.m. So be on the lookout for that. And then just keep your eyes open. Got some other stuff in the background going on, so you just never know where you're going to find me. So, but again,
book them
appreciate
early.
you all.
Prices are going up. Book them early. All right? They're going to double. It's like Bitcoin. You better get in early.
I'm still looking for my check, PTK.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll talk about that a little bit.
We all are.
Hey,
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Is something going on with the audio?
I'm not looking for a check, PTK. I want to put that out there.
I think the audio is going out.
You know, when they took down some of those sorting machines, it really slowed down. That's PT's excuse anyway.
Yeah, no, there's got to be something going on with the audio anyway. No, but appreciate you guys. Pong, man, you're amazing. You've been a huge asset, huge addition to the show. We appreciate everything you've done already, man, and just more big things on the horizon, bro. This is just beginning. I told you already what was going to happen. I told you. So just be buckle up, bro. So throw this over to you, Stag, man. Awesome, great, always having you on the show. Let everybody know. I know you said everything's been blowing up over on Twitch, man. So let everybody know.
Man, dude, if you want to play the most oddly addicting game where you pretty much just hang out and watch your ball roll, come to my streams Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standards. We've been playing marbles on streams, and it's kind of like the new thing, but I've been doing it for like 3 weeks, and I freaking love it. Like, I'm having a blast. It really leads to my strengths of just interacting with the community, which is always what I've loved doing the most when I'm streaming, is talking with the viewers and chatting about life and my crazy neighbor and stuff like that. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of marbles. Most of the people in chat are like, I don't know why this is so addicting. And I'm like, dude, I'm right there with you. We've been doing marbles and stream raiders. And I mean, I'm streaming during the time of day when most of you guys are at work. So, if you pull up a window and just kind of, you don't even really need to do nothing but hit ! Play and have a good time. So yeah, we've been hitting I think all last week we averaged 30 viewers plus. So
nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah, it's been going good, man. Subs blew up this month. I mean, it's just we hit 2021 when we hit the ground running. So hopefully things keep trending in this direction and we keep going well. And obviously you can find me there on twitch.tv/Staggerilla Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and you can get me here when I show up on Saturday nights.
Awesome. I'm always glad to have you here on the show, man. So Centurion, it's on you, brother. Let everybody know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Well, for starters, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you, Stubbs, for being here. I want to put it out there that he is actually an amazing guy. He is pretty much the first person I ever made any kind of a friendship with on social media, and that has been years ago. And it's actually been, it's been fun. Definitely check him out. He does run a really awesome podcast. He will have you on the floor laughing because anything could happen at any moment.
Yeah, we ain't bothered what we say, really. Like, some of my panel members will go, "Oh, what's that noise? Oh, the parrots are having sex." Like, what?
Oh my goodness.
See, I warned you, dude. I didn't know you're watching the podcast, and all of a sudden you start hearing, and you're just like, "What is somebody doing on microphone?" And it's like that's the parrot in the background. Okay, never mind. So, at any rate, yeah, definitely tune in because outside of the podcast, he actually has great sit-down interviews with people like Dealer Gaming, hopefully Mr. PTK Blam. Didn't you even have one of the Iron Lords?
Yeah, Lord Cognito on. I've had Ainsley from Season Game. I've had loads.
Yes, and these are like unfiltered interviews. Like he basically will let them talk about whatever they want. And I mean, even Dealer Gaming kind of divulged some stuff about himself that normally he doesn't really get a chance to on RDX. So it's definitely it's a different kind of show that Stubbs does when he does his one-on-ones with content creators.
I appreciate
back
that.
on to me. For those interested, I did release some content kind of towards, the new players in gaming that kind of want to make their presence more felt in gaming. If you want to check that out, you can always find me on my channel, Centurion1307. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Xbox Live, also at Centurion1307. You can also find me right here every Saturday night with these amazing gentlemen right here on the Shop Podcast. And you can also find me every Sunday night on TXR.
Awesome, man. Once again, always great to have you here every single week. Huge part of the show, man. Consistency. Appreciate you, Centurion. Go show some support. Watch the new videos. Support the channel. Thank you for always being here, brother. And last but not least, this is what we get the cognac, we get the smoking jacket out. Stubbs, I don't know if you're familiar with this tradition, but this is where we smooth things out on the show. Once we let Fuzzy
Stubbs,
talk.
if you weren't ready to go to sleep, you will be in about 5 minutes.
You will be now, absolutely. Oh yeah. Go ahead,
Stubbs. Pour my cognac. Hold on.
Oh, you still? Yeah, let's get your cognac together.
Hold on, I'm still trying to find the jacket.
Yeah, we don't want to rush things. We got to get prepared here.
What the fuck?
Well, I want to start off by thanking everyone that was active in the chat and joining us and watching us talk about gaming. A hobby we love and everything. I want to thank Stubbs for joining us and staying up late to talk gaming with us.
Appreciate the invite.
Pretty cool. Definitely will give Gears of War some or at least a try. I know I gotta play some Hive Busters here soon, so probably be hitting you up for a co-op type of thing. But
yeah, that's cool.
As far as where you can find me, you can always find me on Twitter, usually posting random stuff about gaming at @fuzzy_Belvedere. You can find me on PSN at @fuzzy_Belvedere. Haven't turned it on in a while, so if there's any friend invites and things like that, I'll try to get to that later on tonight. And then on Xbox Live, it's just Fuzzy Space Belvedere. But most of the time, I'm either playing Forza, most recently Medium, but I'm probably going to go back to some Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So hit me up if you want. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. And last but not least, the host with the most, PTK Blam, on everything. Twitter, Xbox Live. You guys want to come play games with me? Hit me up, PTK Blam. Add me there. All of the information is down in the description below. But mainly, the important thing is you guys that come and support the show every single week. We do this for you guys. It's the whole reason, why we're here spending time doing this. But we appreciate you guys' support. So same time, same place next week. I believe we have another guest next week. I'll confirm that. Just keep on the lookout on my Twitter feed on Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there. I'll probably be making the announcement. But you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you for another night of fun. Be back here next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please be safe. We are out of here, everybody. Peace out.
Thanks, everybody.